What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button so my videos can be recommended to others, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that way you don't miss any future content. Alright, with that being said, let's go on with this video.
Hmm? At first I thought a deer, but not a deer, but like a deer. It's a little strange, I'll tell you that much. What do you guys think? So this video is gonna be about a fisher that's on his kayak. He's a unidentified creature. I see something in the back over there. That's one reason I don't mess with the ocean. Let's see. It's back here somewhere. Right there. Can't tell you what that is, honestly. But the ocean freaks me out.
I am cleaning. Ignore this, my band-aid wouldn't stay on, so I taped it. But in the middle of cleaning, I hear like a door shut, and I'm whispering because I'm kind of weirded out. Louie's in the living room by himself, but I hear this door slam, and then I swear I thought I heard like me say like hello or hey or something.
Oh, so the mimics are clearly the ones that mimic you. They sound like you and they make you or your dog or your significant other family members like think it's you and they like lure them out somewhere. It's kind of weird. I heard of these things. Let's see.
And see if it does it again, because I'm a nervous laugher, so. Did you hear that?
I don't know about you guys, but it seems like I'd be packing up and leaving because they can have that. What are you supposed to do?
Oh, we're just blowing through my shirt.
Yeah, no, that one was a little excessive. Like I've personal like things that have happened is, like our kids' toys play in the middle of the night. They dangle around. I'll look for that footage and I'll throw it on. But there's things that has happened to us before. However, having a recording of someone calling you sounding like you, no, that's pretty deep. I'll tell you that much. That's scary. Good luck. I hope you're still good, In the desert.
شايف ولا افلق 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 مين قرب لك عنده خلاص والله وقته ضروري رسول رسول رسول
Regardless of what that was, whether it's real or fake, in my opinion, I mean, there's a lot of pranks going on that, they do things like that. However, I mean, if this is somewhere in Mexico, I believe it because things like that do happen, but it's unexplainable. And one thing is that the guy's car kept like it sounded like it was just gonna turn off. So I don't know what he kept thinking about going forward and back. If his car was turning off, I would have just put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse here.
Just get out of there. What's this flying object? It seems like we've been seeing a lot of these more often. But this was 9 years ago. Let's see what they were warning us about.
Look there at Shawnee. This is from our Grand Casino cam. Meteorologist Shelby Hayes in for Brad Souter. She's telling us it's going to be a little bit cooler today, but still going to be a beautiful day.
So they're just gonna just like pan on to a next segment without talking about what they just seen shown?
She's telling us it's gonna be a little bit cooler today, but still going to be.
Somebody's gonna see it and they just go on without saying it. I mean, it's all over the news, it's just nobody talks about it, so it is what it is. They're here, right? And prayers out to everybody out in California with the fire out there right now. I know it's pretty hectic.
I dispatched someone from the fire department and tried to dispatch. I asked them, he said he is unaware of which way the fire is going. They have so many fires, they can't really keep track at this point, and they also cannot get through to the fire.
Honestly, that's really scary, having to drive through all that and seeing all the fire. But you know that you gotta do what you gotta do to get out of there, save your life, save everybody's lives. And like I said, the fire out there in California right now is really, really bad. So prayers out to everybody out there.
I'm seeing if I. Alright, I live alone again, and I hear what sounds like crying coming from the basement. I got a deadbolt for the basement after the last occurrence down there, but
First off, what do you mean getting a deadbolt for your basement downstairs due to your last occurrence? I don't know about you guys, but I've seen you. Looking a little Joey right there.
I even called the police. They found wet footprints down there when I let them down there, so I don't know what to. Alright, let's just. You stay up here.
Bro, cat, you better listen. I don't care what's down there. You're not protecting him. You're a cat. You don't really have 9 lives, dude. Stay upstairs. Listen to him.
Hello? 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 They're still on the wall. I don't know what those are.
That's a lot of unused space down there, man.
Is anyone down here? Why did it stop? Why did it stop? Why did it stop? Why did it stop? Why did it stop?
I'm no ghost expert, but from my understanding, they make noises like that to get you to follow the noises. And once you follow the noises, you know, they go quiet for any purpose. I don't know. I really don't, but that's what I've heard and that's my understanding. So if there's anybody else that knows a little bit more about ghost things than I do, let me know. Go ahead and put it down in the comments.
And then this log over here has a bunch. Take a walk over there. These look pretty big. Yeah, this, look how big that one is down there. It's got to be about 12 inches across. And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
I think my man is right. He said, I think it's time to go. Honestly, man, that was scary. It doesn't sound human, but I also don't know anything with vocal cords like that. It was a good nature scene, you know, in the beginning, looking at the mushrooms. I thought it was a mushroom video, but that is unexplainable. I mean, what do you guys think it is?
There's been someone knocking at my front door for the last 10 minutes or so, and they haven't stopped knocking. Hello? Who's there?
Man, the suspense this is giving me, honestly. If I'd be hearing that knocking going on forever, I don't know if I'd even open the door, honestly. But, I mean, it seems like he's a little worried, counting down to 3 and see what it is. The fact that the knocking just stops, and I don't know if anybody else knows, but don't they say, like, ghosts can turn into, like, moths? Or something like that. Moths have something to do with, you know, like, it's some weird thing I believe I heard. However, there was a big moth when he opened the door and the knocking stopped. You see the moth? And it just goes straight to the door. That's the only thing I thought was a little extra weird. At least they brought a flashlight.
Putain, mais n'a pas peur. Attends, viens.
I'll be honest, I don't I didn't know what it was, but it doesn't look real to me. And at least it tried to scare you. No one budged, huh? again. Some okay. Bro, where's your mom? It's always the old workspaces, huh? It sounds bad. Society these days. Do it for the likes.
What in the ever-living is that? Oh my god, that's so scary. What is that? I'm not even tripping. Oh, that's so scary. Oh my god. Like, I'm not tripping, right? That's... What is that? That's in our sky right now.
I honestly don't know what it could be. It looks like a plastic bag, honestly, but with the things going on nowadays, you don't know what's gonna be out there. And there's been a lot of these sightings recently. Yeah, buddy, you better take a seat. Don't be talking to no kids, especially if you're like that, man. Stranger danger.
Take probably 1 or 2 more years for that to happen. But look at this, you guys. Look how precious he is. And he hasn't even landed a single kick.
This man said it's precious. He has a giant kangaroo in front of him acting like he's not gonna kick him, right?
Yet. Mwah!
He didn't even know how to act after that. He's like, so we're fighting or are we kissing? What are we doing here?
He was baffled by that kiss.
I've been seeing this one go around often.
What?
I don't know about you, but I don't think the microwave is supposed to work that way. That what was spot on. Pick it up. Take it out.
This man once brought an emotional support clown to a meeting with his boss. You see, in New Zealand, you're legally allowed to have a support person join you at any company event or meeting. So when Joshua Jack got an email from his boss saying they needed to discuss his role, he decided to hire a clown for $200 and bring him into the meeting. He figured if he was getting a promotion, he would have a clown to celebrate the occasion, and if he was getting fired, well, he'd have a clown to lighten the mood. Unfortunately, Jack walked into a meeting room with the HR department, and he knew things weren't looking good. But while HR was trying to have a serious conversation with Jack, the clown was sitting there making balloon animals. And when they slid Jack's redundancy paperwork across the table, the clown fake cried for Jack. Despite being out of a job and $200 for hiring the clown, Jack said he would highly recommend others to look into a sport clown for their meetings.
This man just put clowns on a whole nother level for jobs. Makes sense. You know, good news, celebrate. Bad news, don't celebrate, but lighten the mood. I get it. That's true love, right? Fun fact, I had one of those. Sad fact, he passed. I didn't know they needed humidifiers and special lighting and yeah. But true love, now monitors. I'm not gonna lie, my Nile monitor really liked me, so I can see how they can show affection. However, on the other hand, every time my wife tried to feed him, he bit her and wouldn't let go, so tempered. They have temper.
Do you want to experience a plane crash? You have to visit Darkfields. They are terrifying, immersive experiences that take place in 40-foot shipping containers, and once you're locked inside, there's no going back. In Seance, you summon a demon and have to deal with the chilling consequences. You experience a plane crash, which is terrifying but also extraordinary. If you're a thrill seeker and want a unique night out in Melbourne, you definitely have to go.
I'd say no thanks. One, I wouldn't want to experience a plane crash, and two, I don't want to get possessed. So I think I'm okay on that. For the adrenaline junkies, I think you guys might like it. I mean, it's a pretty cool idea, it's just not for me.
Look at this. Sleeping in there.
With rent that high, I don't blame him, man.
It keeps peeking in here, help me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the hell? Oh, my pistol's in the other one. I can't do it. What in the hell is that? Oh my gosh. It keeps... Hello? What do you need?
Whoa!
I don't even know who you are.
Open the door.
Driving by a closed-out store when she sees this. A woman named Daniela Mendez was driving by a DQ that's under construction when she noticed the silhouette of a man inside the establishment.
De que está cerrada la Dairy Queen, güey. A ver si hay en construcción. Cállate. Y hay un señor allá adentro. ¿Qué pasas ahí, señor? ¿Qué es ahí? Es un señor con sombrero. Ya no se ve, pero sí se... No.
Ah, no, sí está.
¿Sí está?
Ah, ese es el velador.
Ay. Ay. Pues la verdad se ve como si fuera, no sé, turista o acapulqueño. No sé.
That was a little weird. I mean, it is closed, the chairs are standing up. Maybe there's a ghost of some guy? The only thing I can say, a ghost of some guy is just hanging around.
It's about to get a second moon. Believe it or not,
So let me get this straight. Mainstream science says that the Earth is millions and billions of years old, right? And humans themselves have been writing history for thousands of years. I think some of them even claim 10,000 years. And not once in our history have we ever had a documented second moon. But now, all of a sudden, they want us to believe that for the first time ever in history, we're about to have a second moon? Okay, so follow me. If the moon is a rock the way that they claim it is, even though we have detected the moon emitting its own light, is the second moon going to be just a rock as well? And then the fact that the new moon is literally 33 miles across, is it going to look like the same size as the one that we have now? And with our sun being extremely odd for the last few months, but especially the last year or two, I showed you guys this crescent that was in the moon. What is this new moon really going to be? I guess what I'm asking you here is, are we going to see a moon that's actually a burnt out old sun? As of lately, there's been thousands of videos of more than one sun. Some of these videos are actually showing reflections off the firmament, some of them show a separate body. And again, take this in, the first time in documented history, or maybe, just maybe, it's covering the coming of Nibiru and the pole shift, and that's why we have all the earthquakes, volcanoes, and other crazy stuff happening.
That's actually interesting because I remember something back in the day that it was about, like, I think it was Nuru or Namid, something like that, where it's like a second Earth, but we were mistaking it as a moon. However, that planet moon is that second Earth that we had previously. What if we're just being like sheltered out by the government or something, where we're not able to see it only when they want us to? And that happened a couple months ago, so you know, they already got climate control. They could already cover themselves with the clouds and stuff like that. So it's just a little weird how things like this come up and then they just go away. Nobody talks about it anymore. This is what I was referring to in that last video, and it took a while to find this video, but I'm glad I found it.
Popular belief will lead you to think that this is the work of a complex mirage, or Fata Morgana. But look at all these Fata Morgana examples. What do all of them have in common? They all bend and manipulate light, yes, correct, but the most important fact is that they all require distance and a horizon. Ask yourself, what light is being bent here in this video? Where is this city that the light is coming from? Sure, I'm no mirage expert, but I think it's safe to say that Fata Morgana is not at work here. So, what is? Alternate universes, glitches in the matrix, holograms, all very quite possible, but let's face the facts. All of this is just wishful thinking, or believing in your imagination instead of evidence, rationality, and reality.
Honestly, yeah, I can see where he's going with that, because there's no light or nothing being projected. It's just a cloud with a city on top, and it's just a little weird. And I mean, I gotta give the guy credit, he knows his stuff, and that's why I was glad I found the video to show you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nah, bro. Don't look at the camera like that. Either get in your kennel, pack your stuff, go to the vet, go to grandma's house, whatever you gotta do. You're not getting snacks for like a year. If I must say, that guy could drive. Not the white car, the tow truck. He's reversing the whole way. Wow.
Perfect.
You guys see the dinosaur in the back? He's got a hat. Bro was the night entrance, so he had to prove his moves outside.
Luigi's banner photo on X includes this. That little guy is Breloom, a Pokemon, and that Pokemon's Pokédex number is 286. Luigi had 286 posts on X, 286. In the insurance industry, denial code 286 is when the appeal time limits for a healthcare claim are not met. According to this person, Luigi was found at a McDonald's 286 miles away from where the CEO thing occurred. And Luigi's cousin, who you can see here, Nino is a Republican member of the Maryland House State of Delegates. He follows 286 people. This is his X page where he shared the statement from the Mangione family regarding Luigi. National Insurance Awareness Day is June 28th. In most countries outside of the US, you write the days before the month. So this would be written as, you guessed it, 286. And last but not least, Proverbs 286 or 28:6. Better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways.
Honestly, it'd be a lot of speculation about that, but there's too many coincidences for that to just be a coincidence, you know what I mean? It's 286 everywhere.
Something's going up real fast. A plane? I can't tell what it is. Whoa, is that moving quick? That could be a drone. I don't know what the hell that is. But that is quick. There's only one remaining right now. Whatever that green flashing one is, he moved quick around it to get it. Super quick. He's like right there with it. Oh, he's like right on it. Ooh, that whatever it was just down the drone, if that was a drone. Holy crap.
I mean, those things are pretty crazy. Like, it was green, spun around it, got close, and then it looked like it fried. I don't know, it turned red. I don't know if it burned, or it just malfunctioned, and that's what the red light was, and then that was it. Did we ever find out what those things were? Or once again, you know, people forget about
Things you should never do at home.
If you hear a baby screaming or something is knocking at your door or your walls, do not go to investigate. Don't go to see what it is. If you're not trained, don't do it, because oftentimes this is baiting you into a trap spiritually.
One thing I could say is we have recordings from our security camera where we have my wife and I are literally just watching TV and we hear 3 knocks. Knock, knock, knock. And then I stand up and I have to like go see the door, and I'm like, there's no one at the door. Sit back down, watch TV again. Knock, knock, knock. We have it on security camera. We have you know, our kids' toys, just the ones that dangle around, they just start making noise. So I know what they mean by this. It's happened to us. You just pay attention. I mean, don't pay attention to it. From what I was told and what I did, I just said, leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Cool. Alright? Yeah. And that's how we lived.
I'm working this job. I came out on the deck to look at the ocean, and I saw this semicircle of lights that keeps flicking on and off. What the f*** is that?
Aliens are here. They're being shown. We just gotta look up.
A mysterious illness has emerged in Uganda that causes uncontrollable body tremors. Since its first reported case in early 2023, Dinga Dinga, which roughly translates to shaking like dancing, has puzzled health officials, and the exact cause remains undetermined. It primarily seems to be affecting women and girls. Roughly 300 cases have been documented, all of which are confined to Uganda's Bundibugyo district, and the symptoms include uncontrollable shaking, fever and fatigue, and mobility issues due to the severity of the shaking. Fortunately, no fatalities have occurred, and the illness appears to be treatable with antibiotics, leading to a recovery within a week. There has, however, been a lot of comparisons to the dancing plagues of 1518 in France. During that well-documented historical event, people started dancing uncontrollably for days, sometimes leading to exhaustion-related deaths. And while experts have never fully confirmed the cause of the dancing plague, there are a number of key differences to Dinga Dinga, leading them to believe that, don't worry, they're not the same thing.
Not to worry, it's not the same thing. That's 1518. We don't know what kind of medications or things they had back in the days that we have now. I mean, there's no tests or anything that they can say, hey, we tested this back then, we tested it now, this is the same thing. It's not the same thing. They're just trying not to worry us is what they're doing.
Ya, encontramos. O sea, pues tiene lo interior, papeles, referente médico, al parecer.
Imagine getting busted by the Grinch.
Am I tripping or is there a car in the sky? Am I tripping or is there a car in the sky?
I mean, it looks like a plane with clouds. But I mean, we can all be optimistic, right?
Kev, that's you? Yeah. Yeah, we just bailed you out, bro. What's up?
Come on, man.
No, we just bailed you out.
But why? I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm homeless, man. Where I'm going?
We just go around bailing people out.
Nah, but where am I going? Come on, man.
Yo, come on, what's up? What happened?
Nah, man. Why you bailing me out, though?
I'm saying we do like goofy bails and stuff.
I ain't got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to sleep. Well, it's cold out here.
We gonna get you something to eat.
Find a place how you can get me back in there.
We gonna get.
I want to go back in.
We gonna get.
I want to go back in.
We gonna get you some food.
No,
we gonna get you some food.
I want to go back in. I don't want to be in the streets. I want to go back in.
You wanna go back to jail?
Yes. I want to go back in. I don't know why you bailed me out.
I mean, I'm gonna talk to them and see if they could get you back in, but I don't know.
Where I'm gonna go? Where am I going? I was comfortable where I was at. Supposedly where I was at. I was good. Warm. I ain't got to pay for no rent. I'm good. Get me back in.
I don't know if we can get you back in. I could talk to the bail officer and see if she can get you back in. I can't guarantee you anything, but we could go to the bail office together if you want.
Put me back in there. At all costs. Put me back. It's probably the first time I've ever heard someone ever say that. This horse isn't horsing, I don't know.
New AI cameras which can tell if a driver is drunk are being trialled on UK roads. The new tech works by analysing images of passing cars for signs of driver impairment. It then immediately alerts nearby police officers if it detects a potential impairment, who can then stop the vehicle and conduct a roadside test. The creator of the new technology did acknowledge concerns about AI technology on our roads, but defended its use given the decline in road policing officers. Last month, we revealed how AI cameras were being used to catch drivers on their phones or not wearing seatbelts, with thousands of AI traps popping up nationwide. A new heads-up camera has also been trialled in Manchester over a 5-week period, resulting in over 3,000 people being caught on their phones or without a seatbelt.
That's actually pretty weird and crazy because I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the movie like Jurassic Park. Well, I'm sure you guys are aware of it, but like the sound of the dinosaurs that they recorded, they actually made those by combining, I believe, like 5 different sounds, 5 actual different animals, and then they merged all of it together to make the T-Rex sound. And let me go ahead and get a clip for you guys. I'm gonna put on the next one, but I gotta look for it, so YouTube magic.
I'm Gary Rydstrom. I was the sound designer and mixer on Jurassic Park. Hey! I did talk to scientists because I figured I should do some research. You know, what do you think dinosaurs sounded like? And every scientist I found, I don't know. I didn't want to create, synthesize artificially anything, so I just collected as large a library of real animal sounds as I could. Swans. And this is a dog. So you put them together and then it gives a little more personality. So when it finally goes for it, switch to rattlesnake. For the raptor, recorded baby dolphins. I wanted to give it low frequency. This is a walrus. So then again, you add that to the scream. Personality-wise, the raptor had to sound like it was smart. Clever girl.
This is awesome.
This movie was all real animals except for I have a friend named Dietrich Smith who made this sound with his mouth. He made this sound that became the raptor. So the T-Rex, you take, what was that? That's a lion, but pitched down. This is an alligator, but the key to this thing was this. So this cute baby elephant, it's got personality. Find a way to kind of put them together.
This was dope.
Longest lasting battery is finally here. Forget having to charge your phone every night. This will last for years. Scientists have managed to squeeze nuclear energy into a tiny wafer made from diamond. Just a millimeter thick, this battery uses a small amount of carbon-14, an unstable radioactive gas, meaning it constantly shoots out particles that can harm us, called radioactive decay. But these ejecting particles also produce energy. They trap this gas inside the hardest material they can find, in this case, synthetic lab-grown diamond, which absorb the radiation produced by the carbon-14, making sure it doesn't leak out, keeping us safe from its harmful effects. While something called the beta-voltaic effect allows the diamond to convert the emitted electrons from the radioactive decay into electricity. Essentially, an unlimited energy device. And they told us it wasn't possible. Not literally though, as this decay obviously doesn't last forever, but it is very, very slow, meaning these things can produce energy for a very, very long time. The half-life of carbon-14 is about 5,700 years and would allow this battery to provide energy for thousands, possibly up to 10,000 years before depleting. Which means if the ancient Egyptians hypothetically developed this battery at the height of their civilization, this thing would still be running to this day. For now, they're planning on mainly using these batteries for things like deep sea or space equipment for convenience sake, or even for pacemakers and hearing aids that never need to get replaced. But I know we all want it for the same purpose: smartphones. Do you think we'll see the release of the world's first phone that only needs to be charged once every 10,000 years in our lifetime?
We definitely don't need that in the phones, let alone, just in the wrong hands. However, the pacemakers, the hearing aids, all that was valid. I mean, that's great.
Insane Coincidences, Part 1. David Hull was digging for gold in 2015 when he came across a rock that he was certain had gold inside. But after years of failing to crack the rock open, he decided to get it checked out by an expert, and it ended up being something much more rare than gold. Turns out it was an iron meteorite estimated to be 4,600,000,000 years old. When a Filipino fisherman's anchor got stuck on a rock, he decided to take it home with him as a good luck charm. He kept it under his bed for 10 years until his house burned down in a fire. He soon found out that it was actually the largest pearl ever found. Valued at right around $100 million, a distraught woman who was late to her sister's funeral demanded to see her one last time. So the coffin was raised out of the ground, and when it was open, the woman sat up and smiled. She went on to live for another 47 years. This man painted a girl inspired by his imagination, and when he met someone who looked exactly like her, he married her.
Round one, fight!
I love how there's a ref, and literally whoever loses is going on the menu.
Someone uses a bright light 100,000 lumen flashlight to escape from the cops.
Breaking news, an American pastor named Will Duffy took 4 of the most prominent flat earth conspiracy theorists to Antarctica to prove the Earth is a globe in a final experiment, but then this happened.
I'll turn it over to the Flat Earthers. Who would like to go first? One of the most popular Flat Earth YouTube channels.
Jerron Campanella.
Sometimes you are wrong in life, and I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least in the way that he kept saying it was true. I kept saying it wasn't.
Whoa!
He said, "You want to go? I'll take you." And brought me here, and it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south.
Oh my god, he just... No, I'm not. He just hit my van. Oh, he's going away. Look.
I want my
Huh? Yeah. He just left.
At least deliver the package. That's messed up. Toss it, man. Just leave it.
A lot of people are starting to notice that we've had really strange weather phenomena in the last couple weeks. It all started when people began recording and reporting red lightning all over the sky. According to scientists, this red lightning, also known as red sprites, has always been around, but people are still finding it strange, seeing as how it came out of almost nowhere. On New Year's Eve, lightning struck the US Capitol, the Washington Monument, and the Empire State Building. And although lightning does typically strike high points, some people believe that all three of these buildings being struck on the same day is more than a coincidence. To top it all off, people all over the UK, Canada, and the US are reporting a very dense and mysterious fog. What's really strange is that the people recording it claim that the fog is giving off a very metallic smell, as well as giving them headaches, a cough, and sickness in general after encountering it. This has led to multiple theories. While some believe that the fog was purposely implemented to cover up something in the sky, others believe that nanoparticles or smart dust has been sprayed. But leave a like and let me know what you think about all this. Have you encountered this fog, and do you think it's suspicious?
So hear me out. This is going to sound strange, but it's 100% real, and you can check this out for yourself on Google Maps right now. This strange photo that looks like some kind of UFO or space portal is literally from Google Maps above a secret facility in Anza, California. And you can see in this very clear photo of the facility that they're putting shipping containers around this weird, unidentified looking object. Like all good conspiracies, it gets weirder. And all the people that were curious about this strange object kept monitoring Google Earth. And they saw that they were actually covering it up. Like, look in here, zoom in, and they're covering up that object with shipping containers. Why?
Looks like a coffin.
Why would they do that? And the reason I said hear me out is because when investigators went to see it in person, I mean, you can see for yourself, the scale of this thing is huge. And they were turned away by security. So there are people actively guarding that object. They don't know if they're government or if this is like some deep black ops undercover stuff. We don't know. But you all need to keep looking into this and do not let them delete that photo off Google Earth.
Cousin you only see once a year, a neighbor, a co-worker who brings you so much joy. But don't worry, we've got you covered with the best digital gifts you can easily buy online right now and get delivered instantly for those very last-minute gifts. Oscar Hartzog joins us now. He's an e-commerce writer for Rolling Stone.
I'm getting a video. There's this huge thing making a re-entry right now. A huge fireball up in the sky. That's actually sick. It's just leaving a trail across the sky. That thing's coming from like several times the speed of sound into the atmosphere. It's crossing over the sky. Hold on, I need to get out and record this. Look at that thing. Oh, I gotta record on it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Look at it. And it only took it like a few seconds to go from one end of the sky to the other. It's like fading off in the distance now. I can barely even capture it.
I drew a notepad at work and it disappeared into thin air. A notepad at work and it disappeared into thin air.
Bioluminescent organs in most sea animals can turn on and off. Some animals produce it themselves, and some others hold bacterial colonies inside their body and trigger bioluminescent remarks from like dropping sugars to these colonies and stuff. These lights can lead to a bit of confusion for metallic craft until observers get close to inspect. We talk about some of the lights look triangular, where you have the triangle UFOs. Not all of these are these things. I think it's mostly the other things, but they have a pattern that's kind of similar. So until they get right overhead, and like we've already said, people seeing the jelly, like looking through them with the lights, they kind of hold a similar pattern. They are often doing, like we've already said, these large figure 8 motions. This is an effective use of sea animals for filter feeding. Why you do this figure 8 patterns is when you come back around, the swirl will be right in your face. So if you're filter feeding, you want to push as much air or water through your gills, through your feeding mechanisms.
Using birds to monitor us?
I recently seen a video of a taxidermist that was actually making drones from, you know, the animals. This is the video I was talking about.
Does that look like a real bird to you? It's flapping its wings, it's flying around, it looks like a real bird. And that's the point, folks. That bird that you just saw is actually a drone constructed with the body of a taxidermied bird. Are you following me? And it's stuffed with technology to make it move like it's still alive and real. And trust me, we absolutely know how this sounds. And that's why we sent Griffin Rushton to Socorro to find out exactly what researchers at New Mexico Tech are planning to do with these appropriately called Frankenstein devices.
Well, that's at least what we're calling them. And I'll tell you, look, I learned a lot down there today. And let's clear one thing up right away. Some of you may already be thinking about the birds aren't real conspiracy theory. Well, researchers told me there are absolutely no plans to use these bird drones to spy on people, but there are plans.
Why would that be mentioned then?
To spy on some animals out in the wilderness, and there's even a few practical uses that could help make flying a little safer.
A very tiny version of this.
After years of trying to replicate how birds fly,
it's heavy and then it felt so real.
Mechanical engineer Dr. Mustafa Hassanalian figured he could borrow some blueprints from Mother Nature.
We saw that maybe it's a good idea to use the whole body of the birds because everything is there and we just need to do a reverse engineering and turn them to a drone.
Yeah, you heard that right. These abnormal-looking birds are actually drones built from the bodies of taxidermy birds and retrofitted with robotic technology allowing them to move and fly like real birds, and that's the point.
The current drones that are being used for wildlife monitoring, like hexacopter or quadcopter, they create lots of noise, and animals will be scared and scatter.
I mean, that other one didn't sound too quiet either.
But these drones blend in, well, at least most of them, giving wildlife researchers an eye inside the flock.
Developing this technology can fly with the flock, can give us more information about the physics of the flight of the birds, how birds with different colors, they can be more efficient. So this technology can help us to learn about how birds extract energy from the atmosphere or how they can save energy through their flight.
There's also aquatic drones, like this duck. But researchers at the New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology know the real-world potential for these mostly inconspicuous drones is sky high, especially at airports prone to bird strikes.
Imagine that we do this with the predator birds and you fly that around the airports and you no longer see those birds around the airplanes, and that can save the birds as well as the airplanes.
Border security is also on the table.
The drones that are currently being used for border patrolling, sometimes they shoot down by like illegals, right? So this technology can help because they're birds and we can fly them and they can be used for monitoring.
But
they just said it wasn't going to be used to spy on people. Migrants are people.
Hassan Ali draws the line when it comes to surveillance.
That has not been our intention at all. We are not looking at that application because we don't think that's an efficient way. And it's not moral, it's not ethical.
Hassan Ali says he's working to develop a drone major at New Mexico Tech in hopes innovative projects like this inspire younger students to look to the skies.
And I think things that we are trying to build here, it can help to create a pathway for future generation of students that they want to do their career in aerospace industry.
There needs to be term limits. We're done with the conversations. There needs to be term limits. If you're a representative and you're watching this video somehow, some way, or if you're a senator and you're watching this video, and maybe it will get to you, maybe it won't, there needs to be term limits. Representative Kay Granger, not seen in 6 months, located at a dementia care home. She represents people in her district. She can't do that if she has dementia. Dementia. And these people, we keep voting them in. This is a young person's job. These people need to be, just let them be old. I've said this before in a different video. Let them be old. This is absolutely absurd.
2019, a YouTuber named Jason uploaded a video to his channel, Appy Mountain Trekkers, in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel is dedicated to all things outdoors, in which Jason frequently uploads videos of his adventures hiking, camping, and surviving in the woods. In this particular video, his hike up to the mountain is pretty uneventful, and as soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he starts a fire as the sun begins to set. As he waits for the day to end, he tries his luck at spoon carving, and this is when he reports hearing a strange sound coming from the top of one of the mountains, but he writes it off as a bird or some other small animal and continues setting up for the night. At about 9 o'clock, he turns his camera off to go to bed, but less than an hour later, he wakes up to a strange sound that he says he's never heard before in his life. He mentions it sounded like some sort of guttural animal call, but because it came from pretty far away, he couldn't identify what it was.
I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig, some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors. I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Still shaken after the rude awakening, he tries to go back to bed, but just a few hours later at around 1 a.m., he wakes up again to what he describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
Whatever it is, it's close.
Company Clear Foods recently analyzed 345 hot dog and sausage products from 75 brands and retailers and found, are you hot dog lovers ready for this?
Why does she have to try to gas it up?
Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. And get this, Clear Foods says that there are some companies producing high-quality hot dog, top scores to Butterball, McCormick, Eckrich, and Hebrew National. Human DNA.
What the f was that? I'm scared.
Oh!
So I ran across this post that says, it feels like things have gotten so bad that they stopped making Black Mirror. And someone replied with an article explaining how that is exactly what happened. And in the article itself it says, Burker revealed to the UK Times that he's not currently working on writing a season 6 of Netflix Emmy-winning series because we've already found ourselves plunged into a nightmarish dystopia like those explored in the shows. Is that not the craziest shit ever?
bro said, yeah, I'm no longer making Black Mirror because we're in a Black Mirror episode right now. There's no time for this. Like, that is insane. Like, this has to be a sign of end times coming or something. The fact that we are now in a state where we're literally doing things that we make fun of on TV is the craziest shit ever, bro. Like, this don't even feel like real life anymore. It's nuts.
There's this documentary that was dropped about the House of 200 Demons. So in 2014, Zach Bagans purchased this house, right?
Yeah, okay.
And he decided he was gonna investigate it. Obviously, you know, bro does that. But one specific thing that happened to Zach Bagans changed his whole life forever, bro.
What?
You see how he like locks himself
into the place till dusk until dawn?
So he barricaded himself inside the house.
Oh, nah, okay.
In the house. And when he did that, this is what happened to him.
Back the f up.
Well, you saw the shadow, right?
Yeah.
So before he didn't wear glasses. After he saw that shadowy figure, he felt something in his eyes. So he ended up developing some sort of like condition that happened out of nowhere. The doctors can't even explain how he got it, but it made him see double vision. And it f***ed up his eyes, bro. And the only way that they could have possibly fixed it was with surgery. But if they did it, it could have led to him being blind. So now he has to wear prism glasses in order for him to see normal.
I never knew that.
And it was because he saw that figure. Could have been the devil or some shit, bro.
Aquí está nuestra
Se nos
amiga.
va la cucaracha. Cucaracha.
Bueno, ahora es cuando empieza a volar.
En un buen viaje. De caer. Es que no sé cómo montarlo. Pero bueno. Grábalo bien.
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro. Ay, Santa María.
You really thought the gate was gonna hold him back, huh? He just rolled over his shoulder. Could have been worse.
What's up? Time for a nightly news rundown. Let's get into a couple things. Out the gate, we should talk about California, obviously. So one thing I wanted to talk about that I've been thinking on, all these videos of the arsonists, right? Now all of a sudden it's becoming clear that some of these fires have been set intentionally. You know what's interesting about that is that makes it easier for insurance companies to deny claims yet again, because it's no longer an act of God, it's arson. Right? Which is a very different thing. Furthermore, are you aware that Las Vegas is going to become the next Hollywood? Yeah. A couple days ago, Warner Bros. Committed $8.5 billion to upgrade their Las Vegas production studios. Now, what do we think of the timing on that one? What do we think of the timing on that one? I'm going to be digging into that side of the story more. And also, we got UFOs in Ontario. I'm going to make another video.
And I've seen it and I believe it. So the City of Angels actually did have a plan similar to the island. So what came after the incident on the island was this, okay, people? And they seem to have done a pretty good job. Like I said before, the City of Angels had a plan too for 2028. A whole vision, in fact. A whole new vision. And what comes with that vision is infrastructure. Lots and lots of infrastructure. I mean, there's a timeline. But like I said, remember about the island and now the City of Angels. Let me just tell you, it is hard to build a whole new infrastructure when you have a well-established City of Angels. When something happens like what happened on the island, these plans can become much more achievable.
Yeah, it's true. It's very difficult when the city's already fully built. However, when they can start from scratch, basically, a lot easier. Well, like you said.
This man's walking around and he sees
a part of a liquefied, now solidified, melted metal action from this car. Many people are already going to be thinking that would be a pretty hot fire, which it would be. So there must be a forest right nearby that's burnt. Oh, not really. Now, in this book, Where Did the Towers Go? There was a parking lot, and it was, they called the toasted car park, because almost every single car in this parking lot got toasted. And it was near the towers, makes you wonder. But the strange thing is that you'd have images like this where the outside of the car is toasted, the paint is melted off, but inside plastic and vinyl still is intact. Same thing with this, toasted exterior, but unburnt upholstery, unburnt seatbelt, plastic molding. And it's all about the strangeness of what happened to some of these cars on 9/11. Makes you wonder.
I mean, just common knowledge. The fact that the metal of the cars are melting, but the plastic isn't melting.
I say they added 1,000 years to everything. This is what I mean. 1851 AD, but the ones don't match. They're not cut out the same. The V is a U, or the U is a V. That's Roman. This was built in the 1st century, 85 AD. Okay? And this does not weather. This is weather-resistant stone. Those ones do not match. All these old banks used to be temples, all right? They veneer over these and adjust the dates on the front. They added 1,000 years to it on that date right there. One date, one number adjusted throws off the timeline for the whole entire city. This is one block over. These were all old temples, all right? And I'm going to show you guys who are the ones that reset it, because there's another one right here. That's your next one right there. So this is Franklin Plaza in Troy. This is an old building that was a temple that got converted into Franklin Plaza. You see how that says number 33 right there, 1931, and then ones are edited on each side, cut in there? Somebody should get a $250 fine for that. That says number 33. This is right on Grand Street. That's because before this was Franklin Plaza. This is where your 33-degree Grandmaster stayed. None of you are going to be able to bait me on this.
The fact that everything just matches, and it makes a lot of sense. The number ones do look a lot different.
Men in the US have in a remote forest while searching for Bigfoot. Drones, aircraft, dogs, and 60 volunteers were called in on a 3-day search starting on Christmas Day to find the pair, after a family member reported that they hadn't returned from a trip to the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest to find proof that the mystical creature existed. Authorities in Washington state said rescuers searched in brutally cold weather conditions and said the men appeared to have due to exposure based on weather conditions and ill preparedness. Hundreds of sightings of Bigfoot, who also goes by the name Sasquatch, have been reported in the Pacific Northwest of the United States and Western Canada. In Skamania County, where the pair went missing, Bigfoot is protected so that a person can end up getting a year in prison or a $1,000 fine if the creature is harmed.
I'm not sure why they would have to protect it or even have to put a fine on it if it's not real, right? But I mean, it is what it is.
When Nikola Tesla passed away in 1943, over 10,000 patents and documents were confiscated by government officials. One of these patents was for an invention that he named the flying machine. Exactly 4 years later, in 1947, a businessman named Kenneth Arnold made the first official UFO report when he claimed to witness 9 high-speed objects flying over Mount Rainier in Washington. Going forward into the 1950s and 60s, there was a well-known surge in UFO sightings where people were reporting them to TV stations and radio hosts by the hundreds. Now, to me, this really makes it seem like UFOs aren't connected to aliens in any way, but instead are secret military and government projects specifically based off of Nikola Tesla's patents. This is just a theory, but what if the general public was programmed to believe aliens and UFOs are connected to hide the fact that this type of technology could be created 100% by humans using only elements from Earth? Hypothetically, if this were the case, it wouldn't take people long to figure out that there's nothing stopping us from implementing this technology within our society, creating a utopia outside of people wanting to maintain control, wealth, and power.
So we've all seen Toy Story, right? And you remember Woody's famous line, "There's a snake in my boot." We can all agree on that. Are you sure about that, though? Are you sure he said there's a snake in my boot? Well, let's just watch to confirm. I could have sworn it was there's a snake in my boot. There's a snake in my boots doesn't even really make sense, but go watch the original. You can go in your basement and find the VHS of it and plug it in and turn it on. It's Boots now. It was never Boot. Shocking.
I mean, I wasn't never really into Toy Story that much, but I can almost guarantee that it said Boot, not Boots. Mandela effect, right?
We now have the clear shot of the orbs, which are now being called plasmoids. And people are saying that these are actual living organisms. And here's a really close-up shot of it with a 600mm film camera. And if you guys remember, there's this one dude that predicted this aerial battle that was supposed to happen shortly after Donald Trump was on Joe Rogan's podcast. If you remember, they were saying that there was supposed to be an alien invasion at a certain date and time, which never technically happened. But our definition of an alien invasion might be totally different than what's actually happening. So in this video here, a drone, which is this green light, comes up to the orb, which is the orange light, and the orb completely destroys this drone. The guy that was able to predict different events that happened did so that would use an algorithm that would analyze online conversations and predict future events. I did a full video on this, and the dude actually predicted a lot of things that have happened. And could the drones and the orbs in the sky be the alien invasion that he had predicted?
Honestly, I'm not sure what we should be worried about more. The drones or the orbs, because those plasmoids are really, they're a little scary, man. The fact that they just zapped that drone and it just went down.
So did you guys see the latest of what's going on in New Jersey, even Delaware, parts of New York? Drones the size of SUVs in the skies over these areas. And this was posted a few hours ago. 50 drones came in from the ocean. At least a dozen of them trailed a Coast Guard ship. Mysterious New Jersey drone sightings prompt a call for state of emergency. I don't know about that. Let's find out where the Sam damn these things are coming from. And are they really drones? Because if you look here, I mean, this is the type of thing you can see in the sky. You see lights. How big is that thing? I don't know. It's not a small little handheld one, probably. Looks a bit bigger than that. But what really is this craft? Dare I say it's unidentified and it's a flying object. Mystery drones are swarming New Jersey skies. But can you shoot them down? I don't think so. Don't try it. You get a charge. And the U.S. Military Research Center denies that the New Jersey drones are theirs. Here's another picture of one of them. It begs the question, whatever it is, whatever these are, don't care to be in secrecy. They don't care to be camouflaged and blend in. They either don't mind being seen or they want to be seen. Which one is it? What agenda could this be?
Oh my god, here we go. Here it is. Are you freaking kidding me right now? What is that?
No way. And an F-16 just flew over. No way.
We shouldn't be outside.
Was that? Let's go inside. What the was that?
This has to be a cover for something. The fact that the government or anybody hasn't done anything about the drones or plasmoids, it's a distraction for something else. My thought is just they had to start a fire to distract us from the drones and the plasmoids. And now that the fire went up and destroyed those homes for possibly that new rebuild, I think they're trying to melt Antarctica. That's just something I'm thinking. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a snake expert, but I think it's upside down.
Newest member of the Black Eye Club is the senator from Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. Yeah, so just weeks after Jay Leno joins the club, Mitch McConnell takes a tumble on Capitol Hill after having lunch with some Republicans. And he hurts his wrist and hurts his left eye. Yeah, so he's got a nice little shiner and a bandage under his left eye. Guys, just like 99% of the time when these people hurt their eyes, it's the left eye, the eye of Horus. Now, I know, Mitch McConnell's very old and he had a very public brain malfunction on national TV not that long ago. So it could have been an accident. with that being said, why isn't this guy at home with his grandkids? Why is he still on Capitol Hill, like, doing things? Please tell me he's not voting on things. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like this, but this guy cannot walk without falling down. So why is he still there?
I mean, just like I did on the last video, I mean, we keep getting these elderly people doing these jobs and they have these conditions where I don't even think they're capable of doing the job anymore. It's just a little concerning knowing that these are the ones that we allow making our choices for us to run this country. They have so much power and yet they forget what they're doing.
The Where Are You Now music video by Justin Bieber.
Where are you now that I need you?
The whole time, there was subliminal messages when Justin Bieber was rapping, right? Aliens are real, Masonic symbols, Illuminati is real, believe in the devil. Yeah. And it goes, where are you now that I need you? And then when that thing goes off, there's a bunch of art. Once you slow down the video frame by frame, whoa. Look, Masonic symbols right there. Master 22. Whoa. Yeah. Yes. Look, pyramids in the eye. Flash at use video. They pushed Justin to push that agenda. We've been knew this. I thought Justin was
the thing is that these artists, they don't really have much to say on what they actually get to do. They're basically told what to do by their label. It's part of his contract or something, so there's nothing he can really say about the art.
Saying that Elon Musk has kind of built his own base on Antarctica?
That camp exists. It's called Three Glaciers Retreat. It's a luxury camp. My buddy Devin and I were lucky enough to go up there for a few nights. It's absolutely incredible. It's like in the middle of nowhere in Antarctica, and you have Michelin star chef cooking you meals. You have like maybe 8 or 12 of these little tents, which are kind of the rooms with heaters and like super nice beds and a ton of activities. You can go. We went skiing up this kind of nearby mountain. You can take snowmobiles out.
Full bar?
Full bar. Oh, with the nicest alcohol.
So you're telling me that we can't even go visit it or nobody can go explore it, but he has a 5-star hotel for your people that can afford it can go? You guys like the video so I can book a reservation? Thanks.
This secret must be kept not only from the American people, but from the world population at large. And as a result of that decision, they have created a worldwide conspiracy among governments to keep the lid on this secret. They had determined, at least this is in the NATO study, and I know for a fact that this is the conclusions that had been reached by our own military as early as 1949. Now, let me share with you what some of the 4 major conclusions of the assessment were. Planet Earth is and has been the subject of an extensive, massive, a very thorough and detailed study by several extraterrestrial civilizations. Now that's an attention getter in itself.
Yeah, it's an attention getter, but where's the facts? I mean, we need to see the proof. I mean, there's things out there. We can all agree on that. Whether it's extraterrestrial, whether it's organisms, there's things out there.
If they, whoever they are, were malevolent or hostile, there was absolutely nothing we could do, because the level of technology that had been demonstrated was so far beyond anything we had in 1964 that we felt that if they were hostile or malevolent, the game was up. It was all over with.
That's a UFO,
look at it. Look at it
dude.
on the camera. It's like a dome.
That's a UFO.
Quiet.
What the?
Look how the light's going off in 2 sides,
Oh, look, it's moving. Look at the lights are moving around it. What the? Yeah. It's hovering.
Oh my god, I see that.
Look, it's going up. It's taking off. No way. What the?
It just went out to space.
What?
It just went out to space.
What the?
It just went out to space.
Bro, be quiet. I can't see.
It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a balloon, and it was so near. Up there, I saw a UFO, and it went down the river, turned right at the United Nations, turned left, and then down the river. Silent, and it looked dark, like black or gray in the middle, and had white lights, just looked like light bulbs, you know? Just going off, on, blink, 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 round the bottom, and on top was a red light.
The fact that he describes it just like everyone else does, but this was back then, and he's saying that it's silent. So it just comes to make me to believe, like, what technology do they really have? Whether it's extraterrestrial or the government that they're not telling us about, planes, UFOs, anything, hovercrafts, whatever it is. Why don't they just tell us about it? Why lie? Why keep us worried? You're not controlling us by telling us we're worried about aliens or extraterrestrials. Don't mess with our money. We're fine. Aliens, we can't do nothing about it. Oh well. People could be skeptical, people could believe it. However, like I said, people are powerful, and personally never encountered it, but I'm also not doubting it.
Hey, remember what I said? There it is.
What pyramids is this at? Like, where are they at? Because I haven't really seen anything online about these, and the pyramid doesn't look like any pyramid I've seen. So if anybody knows where this is, just let me know in the comments, please. That ghost is gonna catch these hands. Where you at, Casper?
Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. It's something stronger than a bear. About 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him. Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down.
Just trying to see if I can see anything in the background. Maybe, you know, fur or anything. There was a lot of rustling going around, but I couldn't see anything. They're just standing there, menacingly.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
See, my surrogate mother was Viola Armstrong. She had a son named Neil. Had a heart attack, stroke combo, and came back. And then there was stuff on the internet. And I had to look at Buzz and ask him, Buzz, what happened down there, Bud? It just stuck in my head. It's the way he said it. He just said, we thought out things we shouldn't. And if Buzz saw something, I don't know what it was, but it was enough to give the man a heart attack.
Stay down there. He said, we have seen the faces of evil and we're all in danger. And this is right before he had his heart attack. And I can tell you, logistically, to do a medical evacuation from the interior of Antarctica is very difficult and very expensive. So something must have majorly gone wrong.
Underscore the fact that when the C-130 crew had dropped them off, they disappeared. And then when they went to try to find them, there was nothing at the National Science Foundation camp at all. Nothing.
They were
moving.
gone.
They were totally gone. And when they did show up, they had been missing for a couple of weeks. He said it was as if we were dealing with 12 or 15 people who had suffered post-traumatic shock syndrome, that they were unnaturally frozen in their position and no speaking, and that they all looked afraid.
What are they hiding in Antarctica? Okay, why can't we go explore? Why is it so protected? But yet they can have a 5-star hotel up there, but only for the wealthy men that can afford it. It just doesn't make sense.
That as they walked for a mile or 2 miles into these very strange created architecture, they reached a point where something started coming through the walls out into the air. At first, it would go in and out of visibility, and then they realized that their minds were being manipulated, and then when they could see it clearly, and it was coming in and out like a television signal in the air, it appeared to be covered with scales, like an armadillo, the surface of an armadillo. And he said, when you are face to face with something like that and you are trained in military to kill, but you're dealing with something you've never seen and it can go in and out of visibility, and you know that your mind is being taken over by something that you're fighting.
That makes me believe that, just hear me out, okay? The movie Alien versus Predator, they have that cloaking device. The fact that they can go away and they can come back, you know, invisible, not invisible. It dawns on me that we put these things in movies. We have to had seen it somewhere. I'm sure they've seen it. It's somewhere out there, and then someone got a hold of that information, and then they decided to make a movie out of it. Why? Because it's just a movie. They're telling us things, guys. We're just not paying attention to it until now. And let me go ahead and show you guys just a little video of what I was talking about the Alien versus Predator cloaking device. This is back from 1987 all the way to 2022. Guys, I wanted to stop at this clip entirely just because piggyback off of what that last video was saying. Armadillo skin.
Scales, like an armadillo.
And they are cloaking themselves where they're invisible.
At first, it would go in and out of visibility.
I mean, they're showing us here. All these have the same tendencies of what they just said. This is just a movie though, right? Make it make sense. Come on. Oh, hell no. I want a parrot.
Sometimes you gotta remember to be nice to everyone you meet. So boom, Mike Tyson got this fight coming up, right? His people call him, they're like, yo, Mike, hey. Mike Tyson's like, what's good? They said, yo, this dude named Dale is gonna interview you for the fight. You know, just go meet him. Mike Tyson says, all right, cool. So he goes over to meet Dale at a gym. Now, outside of the gym, he sees Dale getting picked on by a couple guys. Mike Tyson's like, hey, yo, leave him alone. The dude said, man, that's a good idea, Mike. And then Mike Tyson and Dale have a great interview. Dale tells him he's a huge fan. They all live happily ever after. Psych, stupid, you ain't hear me say it yet? Mike Tyson.
He got me. I thought it was really gonna be something.
Suddenly his gym gets surrounded by the SWAT team. Mike Tyson starts thinking back. He's like, did I do something? If you didn't know this, Mike Tyson has a lot of stories involving law enforcement. The sergeant of the SWAT team walks in. He goes, Mike, you know this dude? Now Mike still thinks he's in trouble. Mike was like, yeah, he interviewed me for a fight. Did I get too excited while I was talking about it? Tell him I said sorry if I hit him. The SWAT sergeant's like, yeah, he 28 people. 8 of those people are now. Well, I'm glad he liked you though. Mike goes. The sergeant goes, all right, have a good one. And well, they eventually caught Dale. Sports writer by day, serial by night. You think you know a guy.
I thought Mike Tyson was gonna do something like, you know, but apparently I thought wrong. I mean, I don't think he was lucky. I think he just knew who Mike Tyson was and he didn't want to find out what Mike Tyson was about.
You ever text or call my daughter ever again, and I promise you it's the last number you are ever gonna dial. I will find you and I will hurt you, and I'm not around.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Nah, nigga, everybody know Drake stole my flow, bro, and that's the end of it. He took a line from you, and you took the same line from another. And you fat as fuck.
What's up, you fat pig? What, you don't see where you're fucking going?
I wasn't even driving.
Don't shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of bacon!
He's not even driving.
Ce se întâmplă, frate? Uitați-vă și voi. Ceva se întâmplă, frate, uitați-vă jos. Trece ceva pe sus, că nu știu de unde vine, uite. Uite. Nu este că e filtru sau ceva. Nu e filtru, uitați-vă, na. Că vă arăt în altă parte, că nu e nimic.
Looks like something out of the Matrix.
Nu, frate meu, ce se întâmplă, mă, când se duc în sensul? Uitați-vă și voi. Dar numai pe jumătate aia acolo. Și mai erau și niște, mai sunt și niște lumini, nu știu dacă le vedeți. Verzi. Uitați-vă că se văd luminile, se vede și ceva lumini prin... Gata, se opriră. Uite, uite, alte lumini, uite, uite. Băi, ești prost la cap, ce pula mea acolo. Uitați-vă cum sunt galbene. Uite. Ceva se întâmplă, frate. Am mâncat mașinima voastră. Bă, nu e filtru, că vă arăt aici. Că nu ce scrie filtru.
As low as our roof.
Look, there they go again. Look, there's 6 of them. 6 of them. Here they come. Look at this. And they're traveling. And now they're doing dances. And now they're going to shoot over top of our heads. Look at this. Look, it's just shooting over my head. Right over top of me. It just shot right over top of me.
Turn off your freaking...
What the was that? It shot 4 beams. You seen that?
One was purple.
It looks resemblance to that other clip we just saw. The only thing is that it was in a whole different language, which means this was in a different part of the world.
If white and blue, purple, phone won't work. Video won't even go on. You got yours? Yeah. Look, my video won't even go on. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, I can't record it yet.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You got that? You got that?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
God damn, what is going on? Look. What the They're looking for something, and the beams are shooting across the sky.
Ricky, what if that's related to what we were seeing that one time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like the orbs, yes, the ones we have on video on the night vision.
What if it's that orb that
What?
we saw shooting?
That's coming from out east, too. That's out east deep.
Literally in the car, right? I told her, keep your eye on the sky and lights will appear. And then look, I told her.
Whatever that is, it doesn't seem like it's moving.
What the fuck is that? Streaming interruptions. To help improve streaming quality, check your network connection. Is that what streaming interruptions sound like all of a sudden?
It does kind of sound like those clips like we've seen previously of like the aliens communicating through the car radios. Just multiplying like that. I think we should start being worried about this. How is it that we just forgot about it, or we just stopped talking about it? It's not televised. The fire's a distraction. Plasmoids, UAPs, UFOs, extraterrestrial. I think the fire was a distraction.
I think we're good there. Oh my God, did you guys hear that?
What? What?
It's the sound heard all around Scottsdale. A number of home security cameras captured the big boom that rocked several Scottsdale neighborhoods over the weekend.
All across the city heard the mysterious boom that some say sounded like an explosion. Surveillance video captured it. You could hear it from inside this bedroom. NASA said it wasn't a meteor, Entergy said it wasn't a utility, and the Chalmette refinery said they didn't have issues. So, what was it?
What is going on?
Booms echoed across San Diego County, with many wondering what exactly they heard and felt.
Now, people reported feeling this boom from all over the county: San Marcos, University City, Solana Beach, Santee, Poway, and in Mira Mesa.
Y'all just gonna go past that like it was an aurora? Seemed like a roar to me.
Residents we talked to say they typically just chalk up odd noises to military activity, but say this one this morning was much different.
There's another growl or a roar. Whatever happened to that thing that was underneath the water that they seen in sonar like 6 months ago, and they seen it get bigger over time, and that also disappeared? What happened to that? Does it have anything to do with this? Is that creature from underneath the water now underneath the mountains? Remember, they make fake mountains now.
We're not supposed to talk about the booms.
Evidently, there's a lot more booms going around than I first realized. I thought it was just here local to Rigby, Idaho, but it's not. Shortly after posting my video about the booms, I have a law enforcement friend. I'm not going to say if it's state level or county level, but he came over to my house and said, "Hey, Aaron, it'd be a good idea to pull the video you posted about the booms and not talk about it anymore." He didn't tell me if he knew what they were or what they were doing it for, but he says as an agency, they've been told to deny, deflect, and diffuse. So they don't want it to be talked about. Now, I'm not crazy into conspiracy theories, but my officer friend did tell me about a local amateur seismologist that contacted the news and gave him a story about he set up several different seismology detectors around the area, and he was going to run a story on it. And shortly thereafter,
I like how this guy actually like walked back and forth, and you can hear it in his breath that he's tired. He put some effort into his video.
Before they could actually run the story, he had a heart attack. And so that got me thinking that there's something going on with these booms that we're not supposed to know about. So if I stop making videos, guys, you'll know why.
What is even happening this year? Donald Trump is now reportedly working on a deal to buy Greenland. Yeah, purchase a country. And what's crazier is that America has actually tried to buy Greenland before. I mean, at the start, we all thought that Trump was joking, but now he is sending his son, along with other various representatives, to travel there today. Trump even posted last night saying, "Greenland is an incredible place and the people will benefit tremendously if and when it becomes part of our nation." Bro said when. Now, while Greenland has its own government, it still remains under the Kingdom of Denmark. And in 1946, the US offered Denmark $100 million for the resource-rich island, but were swiftly rejected. And I think it's also important to note that Greenland cannot simply be purchased like real estate. Its population, although only 56,000, have the right to self-determination under international law, meaning they must consent to any major changes. But if enough people in Greenland want to be purchased by the US, who knows? Maybe a 51st state is possible. So the question is, do you think that America should buy Greenland or stay away?
It kind of scares me a little bit.
He has all these celebrities in his pocket. Like, everyone wants to be him. Be on his channel.
Did you see? I don't know by the time this comes out, but he apparently rented out the pyramids of Egypt.
What are you talking about?
For 100 hours.
I thought that wasn't legal.
I didn't know either. Apparently, he'll have full access to the pyramids for 100 hours, just him and his crew. And so they can explore any part of the pyramid they want.
What are you touching him?
That's scary.
Could you imagine?
How do you rent out the pyramid?
Also, this is the beginning of a horror movie.
This is what's going to happen. Mr. Beast is like literally going to go to like a cavern deep down into the pyramid.
And be possessed.
And then like that's like where like this ancient relic of like the Watchers is.
Their ancient knowledge. He's going to come back with all this ancient. I understand the knowledge of the algorithm.
So what if that's look?
Oh, that's scary.
It is.
Kind of. Would you do that? If you had free reign, would you go?
Definitely.
Gotta go.
Most definitely, that's a yes. You gotta go. Hands down. I just want to see the inside of the pyramid.
How are you going to prepare them for the real world if you're always homeschooling your kids and mollycoddling them and they can decide what they're going to do? What they're going to do when they have a real job?
I think it's the complete opposite. How is school the real world? How can you compare a classroom to the real world?
Obedience. Why should we be obedient? Who wants you to be obedient? How interesting. What entrepreneurs aren't born from obedience, are there? No. But we are taught to kind of be obedient, because, right, you have to listen to who does that suit? Kind of school came at the same time as the Industrial Revolution, and they wanted to create workers that would fit into the system. And I don't necessarily share this view, but there are comparisons of the school system to prisons. And if you look at the buildings and the way that you have to ask for permission for things, you have certain times, you have breaks for things, everything is set into a certain time frame, and you have an authority to figure everything within that. They kind of compare them.
I can see the point here as far as comparing the school system to incarceration.
His name is John Wayne Gacy.
Well, John Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
I don't believe I killed anybody, but yet I know I did.
Outwardly, John Wayne Gacy was a respected figure in 1970s suburban Chicago, known for his successful business, politics, and entertaining young children as the Jolly Clown Pogo. Yet behind the facade, he was one of history's most prolific serial killers. In 1968, Gacy was sentenced to 10 years behind bars for sodomy, after having inappropriate relationships with 2 high school boys. The punishment was meant to serve as a deterrent at the time, but no one knew that this was just the beginning. Gacy was granted parole in 1970, just serving 18 months. For the next 8 years, Gacy would have a plethora of young men coming and going from his home at all hours of the night, some to never be seen or heard from again. Smells would radiate from his home, which he masked using concrete and lime. Police had been tracking Gacy for nearly 3 years before the murder of 15-year-old Robert Peast sealed his fate. At the end of 1978, Gacy admitted to his lawyer that he had tortured and killed more than 30 young men. Investigators would unearth the remains of 29 bodies on Gacy's property, and another 4 in the rivers southwest of Chicago. He was indicted for all 33. He was given the death penalty in 1980, and his execution was set for May 10, 1994. On that day, he reported to be in a chatty mood and enjoyed a last meal of fried chicken, shrimp, fries, and strawberries. The 52-year-old was put to death just after midnight by lethal injection.
That was a weird combination to ask for as the last meal. Strawberries?
Pyramids just came out. Croatia now. And they're aligned with Orion. So we have the Zion pyramids in China, we have Teotihuacan, we got Giza, and now these guys, all aligned with the same stars. Angkor is aligned to Draco, Yucatan's aligned to, like, the whole sky. But why align to a star? It has no functional purpose on Earth. Despite being separated by hundreds, if not thousands of years, they use the same symbols. How many similarities do we need to add to the bucket of coincidences before we start taking that seriously? Because they can communicate this very effectively without words, which makes sense because, you know, a story can be interpreted differently, but geometry doesn't lie. Rocks are really hard to edit, especially if they're made out of very hard ones. But if I had something really important to communicate, I'd probably do it in a language that the whole universe can read.
Get out of here, Megan. Look. I said look. But first, let's look at Barbara Bush and her pearl necklace. I remember the other video I was posting about the pearl necklace situation, don't you? And what it means. The pearl necklaces all fall back to that dude right there, Mr. P the Diddler himself. And you know what's pretty crazy about the situation right here, right? Well, Luigi, he just got put in the same prison as P. Diddy. And also, guess what? They're lawyers, they're married. It's crazy, I know. So while we're on the subject of pearls and P. Diddy, how about Mr. MGK right here with his blonde hair and his little pearl necklace? What's up with that? I don't know what this guy's name is. It's like Uzi Vert or it's like T.I. or I don't know, man. Anyways, he's got a full pearl bodysuit on, dude. Like, what? Homie right here, Jay-Z's protege, dude, Young Paris. Pearls. Also, you notice the colors right here, right? Yeah. I just can't believe Dave Bautista, man. He looks like this now. It blows my mind.
Yeah, that transformation was huge. So how is it that no one actually puts this together? The fact that Luigi Mangione and P. Diddy are both in the same jail and their lawyers are both married to each other. So at any point they can cross paths. Either they can be passing notes, speaking to one another, or another plot of events. The Mangione thing, 286. The Pokemon Breloom. It knocks out foes with quick, virtually invisible punches, and it scatters poisonous spores and throws powerful punches while its foe is hampered by inhaled spores. He may poison the diddler. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. That's going to be the end of the video. Don't forget to smash the like button so that way YouTube can put this video out in the algorithm. And also do me a favor, smash that subscribe button so that way you guys can find out when I drop a new video. Alright, catch you guys in the next one.